Hi. Ford says it sold more than 7 million Explorers worldwide since the model first launched back in 1990. That doesn't seem like a stretch. I think everyone knows someone who's owned one of these at some point. More recently, since the Explorer ditched its body-on-frame foundation for a more compliant unibody platform in its fifth generation, it's become a fixture on U.S. roads all over again, often with kids' soccer teams inside or stick-figure family decals on the windows. Like its Nissan Pathfinder rival, the Explorer found new life by updating its SUV roots, transitioning to unibody crossover underpinnings, a move that showed Ford was smartly prioritizing urban exploring over off-road excursions. Improved ride comfort, a spacious three-row cabin, plenty of tech features and more fuel-efficient engine options added some much-needed shine to the Explorer nameplate back in 2011. The move worked, jump-starting sales long after the fourth-generation model's showroom fortunes had gone cold. So, how best to test the 2016 Explorer Limited, which just received a mid-cycle update? Shuttle a group of rambunctious kids around town? Load it up with a bunch of flat-pack particle board from IKEA? Go shopping at the Bulk Warehouse Club and buy enough frozen food to last me until 2017? All good ideas, but previous experience suggests this vehicle does quite well in those situations. Instead, I decided to see how the new generation did as a bourbon explorer, taking a road trip from Detroit down south to tour the whiskey distilleries of Kentucky and Tennessee. Don't worry, I drove responsibly. Two other engines are available, 3.5-liter V6 with 290 horsepower and 255 pound-feet of torque serves as the base engine, while hot rod moms and dads can spring for a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 with a whopping 365 horsepower and 350 pound-feet. All engines come mated to a conventional 6-speed automatic transmission. My turbo 4-cylinder was up to the task of motivating this 4,571-pound barge along on the flat expressways through Ohio, where it turned in an average of 23 mpg. I have no doubt that number would be closer to the 26 mpg EPA estimate, if only I had taken it a little easier. On city streets, the Explorer motored away from stops briskly with no discernible turbo lag and sufficient power, and the transmission performed well-timed and seamless gear changes. The Explorer's city EPA rating is admittedly less impressive, just 18 mpg. Overall fuel economy for the 1,300-mile trip came to 20.5 mpg, a somewhat impressive figure considering the mass of this vehicle. In the Explorer's case, I think engine downsizing with forced induction works well enough, but if you're regularly in hilly country and have a large family to tote around, you might want more power. About 20 hours of drive time also meant ride and cabin comfort were put to the test, and the Explorer delivered. Even though my tester sat on optional 20-inch wheels, it rode beautifully. Its suspension smothered road impacts and the cabin remained quiet, with very little tire noise coming from the wide Hankook Vinton's S1 Noble 2 rubber. In fact, the Explorer was so smooth that it threw off my butt speedometer, causing me to often drift above the posted speed limited without realizing it. Thankfully, the Explorer's comfy ride didn't mean it was sloppy in corners. On the contrary, it proved sure-footed, with well-controlled body motions. The chassis just slurped up the miles on both dry and damp roadways, with its well-tuned, medium-effort steering and direct responses being ideal for this sort of duty. Another reason why I didn't mind spending all those hours in the Explorer was because the Limited is such a nice place to be. Everything looks and feels premium inside, with wrapped and stitched surfaces, as well as matte finish wood mixing beautifully with silver trim pieces. The single best change for the Explorer's mid-cycle refresh has to be the decision to ditch the 2015 model's maddeningly unresponsive touchsense climate controls. I give a lot of credit to Ford for listening to its customers and making the change to more conventional and intuitive switchgear. The one minor annoyance I experienced inside stemmed from the Explorer's two thick lower A pillars, as they obstructed the forward-facing view quite a bit. If I had additional passengers, the heated, second-row captain's seats wouldn't have been prime real estate, as they offer plenty of legroom, not to mention creature comforts like rear climate control, USB charging ports and a 110-volt plug to provide juice for things like laptops and tablets. My trip was also made better thanks to advanced driver assist features including adaptive cruise control and blind spot monitoring. For the long, straight and boring interstate slog, the former was stupendous, although the system did momentarily freak one night, briefly slamming on the brakes after detecting a car in the next lane when coming over a crest. Blind spot monitoring was flawless and much appreciated, particularly in the rain, when it provided extra reassurance during lane changes. Even without those systems, Ford strengthened the Explorer's tech end for 2016 thanks to the addition of an enhanced active park assist system that now offers both perpendicular and parallel parking assist, not to mention park out assist to help drivers safely exit parallel parking spots. Hands-free liftgate is also new, and lets owners open and close the rear hatch simply by kicking a foot underneath the back bumper. It's a slick feature that came in handy whenever I had my hands full. Where the Explorer holds a big upper hand is with the options it offers. It has a huge range of available engines and trim levels. It's also refined, comfortable, is great for trips both long and short, and can be had with a powerful, yet fuel-efficient drivetrain. Finally, add in Ford's 2016 updates and there's more than enough to keep it at the top of this heated class. Going forward, I'm not going to wonder why I see Explorers all over the place anymore, and neither should you. Thanks for your attention. Likes and subscriptions.